Hey, it's Jason. Thanks for joining me here at the Hardy Life Outdoors. This is my new YouTube channel, but I'm not new to YouTube. I've been around for over 3 years, have over 150 videos on YouTube, with a lot of them being pretty popular. I'm in the process of migrating things from my old channel to the new channel, so you're going to see a lot of that content come over here soon, as well as a lot of new content about all the things that I do outdoors. Check out the content. If you like it, please hit like, share the channel with your friends, and subscribe so that you know when new content comes out. I appreciate you stopping and hope you like the content. Thanks. I'll see you soon. Today I'm going to spend some time talking to you about negotiating prices on your next tractor purchase. I've done a couple videos that provided tips on negotiating, and one of those tips was being comfortable walking into the dealership and offering them a price that might seem ridiculous but actually isn't so ridiculous. So what I have done is I've spent a lot of time analyzing costs on or pricing on johndeere.com, looking at special pricing offers from some of the larger dealers around the country, and have created a formula that by the end of this video, if you hang around till the end, I think you'll be comfortable walking into a dealership, throwing out a number that will seem ridiculous to you right now, but you'll be able to walk in there with confidence knowing that there's some math behind it and there's a reason you're throwing out that number. So hang around till the end, and you'll have all the information you need to go in and really save some money. You know, when you're buying $20,000 worth of tractor equipment, saving 1 or 2% turns into hundreds of dollars. So hang around till the end. But before I get started on that, there's a couple things I want to talk about. First, I want to say thanks to all of our subscribers. Our channel has really exploded. In the last month, we've added over 700 new subscribers, and we just keep seeing the subscriber base grow. As I'm recording this video, we're closing in on 2,700 subscribers. I remember Josh and I watching the first 100. We couldn't wait for the first 100 and watching it creep from 100 to 200. Really excited for the growth. We appreciate it. In the last month, our channel has done over 100,000 views with an average of over 5,000 per day. These are numbers that, frankly, two guys creating a YouTube channel out of Southeast Ohio, we weren't quite prepared for the numbers to take off the way they have, and we're really excited about it. So, I mean, obviously the channel doesn't grow, it doesn't do well without your support. So again, big thank you for your subscribing and watching our videos. So the second thing I want to talk about is, I was thinking the other day, it's cold out, it's winter, but spring is right around the corner. And what that typically means is people start thinking about buying tractors. I remember when I bought my 1025R, and I spent some time in the cold months doing my research, and when spring arrived, that's when the deals arrived. We started seeing special pricing and discounts and financing from, particularly John Deere, because that's who I was looking at. But what I got thinking was, when I looked around YouTube, I didn't see anything that was really a guide to how to go about purchasing a tractor. So one of the things I'm getting ready to create is a John Deere compact tractor buyer's guide. It's going to come out in the next week or two. It'll focus on the 1025R, but basically what I'm going to do is create a series. I haven't decided how many episodes will be in the series. It's somewhere between 6 and 10, but I'm going to keep each session, episode short, somewhere in the 8 to 12 minute range. I'm going to talk about the tractor, the loader, ballast, the quick hitch, backhoe, mid-mount mower, rotary cutter, a number of other attachments. And for each episode, I'm going to follow a specific formula that I'll repeat each time. I'll talk about the attachment, things you need to think about when you're buying the attachment. I'll talk about pricing and discounts. So, how much is the list price? What do I think you can buy it for? I'm going to talk about things to ask the dealer for, or ask the dealer. So if you're going to buy a tiller, what do you need to know? If you're going to buy a loader, what are the questions you should be asking about that loader? So every one of the episodes is going to have that formula. And finally, I'm going to give you a negotiation tip in every one of those. For everything you buy, there's something you can use to get a better deal on that component. So today's episode is number 113. I'm expecting when I launch this we'll be at episode 116. If you're interested in that John Deere compact tractor buyer's guide, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you'll be notified when each episode comes out. So if that's something of interest to you, if you're getting ready to buy a tractor, hit subscribe, hit that bell. You'll be notified each time one comes out. I plan on rolling them out pretty fast so that you have all the information you need as the weather warms up and you start thinking about making your tractor purchase. Okay, so let's get back to today's video. I've got some notes here on the computer that I'm going to have to keep track of so I don't miss anything. But basically, the other day I received an email from a large dealer in my area. They have probably 20 locations across several states. And I'm not going to start off telling you who they are. I'm trying not to make this a commercial for them, but later on in the video I'll briefly mention who they are. But when I got the email, what I noticed as I scrolled through it was they had deals on several compact tractors. Now, I'm not in the market for a tractor, but I decided to take a little closer look at the deals and just see how good are these deals. What I ended up doing as I got into it was really crunching through the numbers that they had on their site and what I could find on John Deere's site. And by doing some number crunching and comparing one deal to another, I was able to come up with a kind of an interesting numbers that creates a formula you can use to go in and negotiate any John Deere compact tractor you're interested in, along with any attachments. So once you have the formula, you can apply the math and you can come up with a price to go make an offer. Now, I'm going to warn you that this does get pretty heavy into math, and part of what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to share most of my numbers on the screen so that you can see where they came from, what the math was that I did, and how I arrived at each number. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, if you look at the ad, this is the compact tractor portion of the email. And at first glance, all that I saw here was that they were offering some special pricing. They had three deals and special pricing on each. So they had a purchase price, or they had a financing price, so how much you pay on a monthly basis. Nothing really jumped out at me about the ad, but then the financing option caught my eye. And they have 0% for 84 months on all their compact tractors. Now, this is not their normal financing offer. They usually do 0% for 60 months. It's not to say they never do longer terms, but they don't usually lead out with 0% for 84 months. As I read it, the fine print does require you put 20% down, so there are some terms to it, but the 0% for 84 months caught my eye. And the reason that this caught my eye was, it told me a couple things. One, someone in John Deere Finance is recognizing that based on the current market and economic situation, they believe buyers are worried about how much money they spend and what their monthly payment is. So the way for them to get people to purchase is to provide extended 0% financing. So they want to sell you that tractor, give you smaller payments for a longer period of time. Not a bad deal for the buyer, and really not for them, but it tells me a little bit about what's going on in the market, that they recognize people are cost conscious right now and they're worried about their payments. The other thing that it told me, and I've heard from a lot of people that they've had to wait an extended period of time for their tractors to arrive, it tells me that this dealer or Deere has inventory or inventories on the way. So with all that's happened in the last year, with manufacturing slowing down and things, inventory being low, it tells me that tractors are either at the dealerships or they're on the way. Now, one thing I did notice in the ad is it says click to reserve yours. It makes me wonder, are all these tractors on the lot, or are you reserving one that's coming soon? So there's a couple things going on there that the financing company in Deere is using to get people into the dealerships, get them buying, and either give them the tractor that they've got because inventory is back up, or because inventory is coming. So the other thing that I noticed was I looked around this dealer's website, and at the end of 2020 they had a deal on there where they were offering 0% for 72 months. But in the fine print, they were charging a 2.5% participation fee. And I've heard people talk about this before. They've said, 0% financing isn't truly 0%. Historically, 0 for 60 60 months has not had that participation fee, but when you went above there, they sometimes charged it. In December, they were charging that 2.5% participation fee. Basically, that's an upfront interest charge that they were charging. The 0% for 84 months, I saw no mention of this participation fee. So, you know, already this is sounding like an interesting deal to look a little deeper at. So let's start looking at these deals and see how good they really are. The first one is the 1023E tractor for $99 a month, or a cash price of $10,499. So the first thing I wanted to do was verify that the two prices were the same, that they weren't in fact adding some money into that $99 a month. So what I did, quick math, the price is $10,499. If you put down 20%, you're going to put down $2,099. That leaves you with $8,400 to finance over 84 months. So you divide that $8,400 by 84, that's $100 a month. You're right there at the $99 a month that they are advertising. So that tells you that the cash price and the purchase price are the same. I've done the math on all three of these deals. I'm not going to show you the math on all three. I did it. I verified their finance price and cash price are the same on all three of these deals. So that's debunks the myth that you're going to pay more if you finance it. So no penalty for financing this tractor. So I then decided, let's see just how good of a deal is $10,499 for this tractor. So I went to johndeere.com and searched up the list price for this tractor with no attachments. And that list price is $13,052. So if they're selling it for $10,499, they're applying a 19% discount off of that list price on johndeere.com. So if you do $13,052 times 0.81, you'll come to that $10,499. So that's the same as applying a 19% discount. Keep that number in mind, 19% discount. When I bought mine in 2016, I got 18% off of everything I purchased. And the way they packaged it up, when I told the salesman, I said, well, it looks like everything's about 18% off. And he looked at me and he was surprised I'd done the math. And he said, well, that's as much as John Deere will let us do. So, 19%, it's right in the ballpark. Keep that number in mind. We're going to use it several times here. So $10,499 looks like a great deal. 19% off seems like a great deal, doesn't it? But you know what? It's not. And I'll tell you why. You can't do anything with that 1023E tractor that you purchased for $10,499. There's no loader, no mower, no attachments. So you know what's about to happen? They're about to make their money off of you by adding attachments. And frankly, I would be surprised if you went to the dealership and you could even find that tractor without a loader on it. You're going to get there, there's going to be a bundled price, and that's where they're going to start making their money. So pay attention, because if you don't go in there and negotiate hard on your attachments, you're going to pay more than you need to, and that's where they're going to make their money. So as I mentioned, most of these tractors don't even come without a loader. It's hard to get one without a loader. So I decided to start pricing this tractor out with a loader. So we have the base tractor for $10,499. I went out to johndeere.com and I found that the H120 loader is list price for $4,393 and the D120 is list price of $2,870. So basically what the dealer's probably going to try to do with you, they're going to offer you that tractor for $10,499. You're going to try to add on the H120 or the D120. If you add on the H120, they're going to want you to pay full price and pay $14,892 for that tractor. If it's the D120, they're going to ask $13,369 for that tractor. So they're going to try to get full price out of you on that loader. That's what the dealer wants you to pay, but that's where you need to start negotiating. So I went out and did a little more poking around on the dealer website, not John Deere's website, and I found that in 2020, they were selling that 1023E with a loader for $13,999. So that's not too bad if it's the H120, but it's actually more than the price we're talking about with the D120. So what I would do, and their site was not clear enough as to whether they were offering the H120 or D120, but I'm pretty sure in most cases those come in with the D120 loader on them, and that's part of the price point they're trying to get to on those and keep the price down, so they offer the D120 as the standard. So what I would do We talked about that 19%. Let's just start by asking for 19% off of those loader prices. So if you do the math, you have $4,393 for the H120, multiply that times 81%, and your price for your loader should be about $3,558. Add that to the base price, you're at $14,057. So about $60 more than that $13.99 price I told you was their December special. If you do the same math for the D120, you come in at a price of $12,831, which is actually less than that $13,999 special they had last month. So what I would do, I would go in there if you're wanting it, you need the loader. You don't want to pass up on a loader. If you're making an offer on the H120, I would ask for that tractor at $13,500. Start negotiating there, and I would ask for a ballast box to be included as well. Make sure they give you a ballast box. If they're offering the D120 loader, I would offer $12,000, make that my negotiating point. So that basically, you want that price to come in somewhere between $12,000 and $13,000 with that D120. So plan on negotiating hard, but those are the numbers that if I were going in to buy a 1023E with a loader, those are the two numbers that I would be negotiating from. And stick to your guns, be prepared to leave and come back another day, but negotiate hard. There's some savings there. Regardless what your price is, take that 0% for 84 months that you're not going to pay extra for it. So that's my tip on deal number 1. Let's take a look at deal number 2. Okay, so we're looking at the 1023E tractor with loader and mower for $15,999. I'm just going to go with the assumption that this includes the D120 loader. And if you negotiate with the D120, if you're getting the H120, you're getting a pretty good deal and you can pay a little bit more, but let's assume that it's the D120 loader. So we already know they're selling that tractor for $13,999. So with this offer, at least they were willing to sell it that way in December. So with this offer, they're at $15,999 for the tractor, loader, and mower. If you subtract out that $13,999 that they were going to sell the tractor and loader for, that leaves you with $2,000 to pay for a mid-mount mower. So they built $2,000 into this package for the mower. If you look at that, now you have to go out and price out what that mid-mount mower looks like. Go to johndeere.com, and what you'll find is the 54D lists on John Deere for $1,628. The 60D lists on John Deere for $2,062. Now we know we're not going to pay list price for either one of those. We still have that 19% in our head, right? We're going to use that number every time we get a list price. We're going to use that 19%. And you got to make sure you're looking at the list price from John Deere, 19% off of that, not the dealer's list price. The dealer's list price may be higher than the John Deere site, or it may be lower. So use the John Deere site as the numbers that you believe are the official numbers. So let's look at that. You take 1628 for the 54D, multiply it times 81%. You don't want to pay more than $1,318 for that 54D. The 60D, when you do the same thing, you don't want to pay more than $1,670 for it. So with that in mind, if it's the 1023E loader and the 54D, the list price you would expect is about $15,268, not list price. The price you'd expect to pay would be about $15,268. I would go in and offer them $14,999 for that tractor. If it's the 60D, the price that you should be working towards is $15,607. I would go in and offer them $15,250 for both of those tractors, both of those packages. I would also ask for a free ballast box. Just keep asking for that box. That box is a cheap attachment for them to throw in. And again, take the financing. The financing is a good deal. So that's what I do with deal number 2. The key here is, know what you're buying. Go out to johndeere.com and know what those prices are. Apply the discounts. Have those numbers written down so you walk in knowing where you want to get to with your negotiation. So from there, let's go on. We're going to look at the last deal they're offering in this email. The 1025R with loader and backhoe is probably one of the most popular packages that they sell. And the deal that they've got this month for that tractor is $20,999 or $199 a month. When I went back and looked at what they've offered in the past, They had it for $21,999 and $281 a month. So what have they done from what they were doing in 2020 till now? They reduced the price by $1,000. They've extended financing to bring that payment down, and basically made it, it should be a little more appealing that, it's cheaper with lower payments. So it's not a bad start, but recognize that had you come in and bought this tractor end of 2020, and paid $21.99 without negotiating it, you would have left $1,000 on the table, because they're now selling that tractor for $1,000 less than they were then. So let's not assume that $20,999 is the bottom dollar. It's a special price, doesn't mean you can't negotiate. So let's see where we get with this one. First of all, the list price online on johndeere.com for the 1025R is $15,066. The loader for the H120 is $4,393, and the backhoe is $6,938. When you add those three numbers up, you come to a list price of $26,397 on johndeere.com. We're going to take that 19%, we're going to apply that discount to it. That brings the price down to $21,381. You're actually $382 higher than the package that they're offering at $20,999. So it looks like this is a pretty darn good package. However, remember, we thought $21.99 was good and there was no more money to be saved there. What I do with this, I go in, I offer them, heck, throw out $20,000, see what they say. Anything you can get off of that $20,999 is money in your pocket versus theirs. So offer them $20,000, and when they try to negotiate up to that $20,999, make sure you ask for a ballast box, make sure you ask for a hat, ask for a few extras if you're going to pay more. But I think you can probably pick up that tractor somewhere between $20,500 and $20,999. Now, all of this negotiation, this is theory, this is numbers, and just pure number crunching. What I've not taken into account, how many tractors does that dealer have on their lot? If they don't have much inventory, it's hard to negotiate. How long have the tractors been sitting there? If they're turning over tractors quickly, it's hard to negotiate. Is there another John Deere dealer in town? If they're the only game in town, you've got to play them against Kubota or somebody else, because if they're the only game and you let them know that you're only interested in John Deere, it's very hard to negotiate when they're the only game in town. If there's another dealer in town, you can negotiate John Deere dealers against each other. You can negotiate John Deere against other manufacturers. So a lot of things that go into how much they're willing to negotiate. Don't feel like when you walk in there, you've got to walk away with a deal that day. Be prepared to negotiate, be prepared to walk out, be prepared to come back and negotiate another day. When the negotiation is done, the dealer is always going to win. They know the numbers, they won't sell it at a loss. You, on the other hand, may win because you get the tractor that you want, but you can win bigger if you negotiate hard. So I hope this has been helpful to you. If so, please hit like and subscribe. Don't forget, I do have the John Deere 1025R Compact Tractor Buyer's Guide coming in the next week. Hit the bell so you know when that comes out. Thanks.